Brothers and sisters, let our hearts now consider God's grace, the heart of the Reformation. As we look at Sola Gratia, or grace alone, we'll see a God whose grace on one man in Germany over 500 years ago led to the blessed recovery of grace for his church universal. Martin Luther was a monk, tormented by his unworthiness before a holy God. In his early years, Luther sought favor through monastic rigor, fasting, penance, and works righteousness. The more he strived, the more he despaired, crying, "How can I stand before God?" His turning point came through the gospel, particularly Romans 1:17, "The righteous shall live by faith." In 1516, in his lectures on Romans, Luther discovered that God's righteousness is not a demand, but a gift, given freely through Christ. Ephesians 2:8-9 sealed this truth. By grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not your own doing. It is a gift of God. Luther found peace, realizing salvation rests on God's grace alone. And he knew it was this grace that would be the key to unlocking the church from her spiritual shackles. Even stating in his 56th thesis, "The true treasure of the church is the most holy gospel of the glory and grace of God." In his commentary on Galatians, he declared, "We are justified by grace through faith alone, not by works, for grace is the gift of God." Again, in Bondage of the Will, he wrote, "God's grace is not given because we are worthy, but because he wills it in his eternal purpose." Through Christ's blood, he found assurance, not in his works, but in God's sovereign, unmerited favor. This truth became his hope, his courage, and his life's work. The Reformation was no mere human movement, a religious or cultural revolution. It was a divine act, a spectacular work of God's providence at a pivotal moment in history. Through Luther's faith and boldness, God reshaped the church, laying the foundation for Protestantism and opening the door of salvation for countless souls across centuries. The rediscovery of Sola Gratia, that salvation is by grace alone, shattered the chains of work-based religion, proclaiming that God's grace is freely extended to sinners like you and me. Grace is the glory of God's sovereignty, displayed in the Reformation and in our lives today. His sovereign grace, freely given, is our eternal comfort. We stand forgiven not by our merit, but by Christ's finished work. So let us rest in this grace, church, live boldly for his glory, and sing with joy to the Lord the Almighty, whose grace reigns supreme.